I wanted to just talk about something that is kind of surprising me over the last couple weeks with everything. And that is how awful this can feel, and yet at the same time, how everything is perfectly okay. So, I don't know what has been going on in the last, I don't know, it's been about a week or so. I've been waking up in the middle of the night crying, um, random crying in the middle of the day. If it wasn't for the fact of this, everything is okay, I'm actually quite happy, there's nothing really wrong, I would be worried about depression. I've been there before. But it's just this random release of emotions that feels so bad in the moment, and yet it's so beautiful at the same time. I don't really know how else to word that, really. It's really hard for me to explain it. It really is. And just this it's a paradox. It's such a ginormous paradox to feel this peace and yet have this incredible amount of release of emotions and energetics. It's just crazy. And I mean, it doesn't always feel good. It's beautiful, but it doesn't feel beautiful. And I don't know if there's because of that resistance that's coming up, or whether it's because I can't always express because of the situation that I might find myself in. I really don't know. But it's really hard at times. It really, really is. And I just don't know really how else to put it. It's crazy. I've experienced changes in my appetite as I go through this. I've gone through emotional releases in the past, but I don't know. This one feels like something that's really, really a deep one, and there's not really a way for the mind to put any reason to it on it. And it's tried. It's just like, well, you experienced this today, you've gone through that yesterday, it might be due to this. It's trying, but there's really no good reason for it. And nothing could be corrected to fix the problem, which is what my mind always tries to do in this case, or has tried to do in the past. So, it's crazy to, feel this and experience this, but I just wanted to share this. People think that this process is, 100% sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, and I think people's minds get a hold of what they think this process ends up being or what it feels like, and it's the wrong idea, and it can be very, very painful. And I know, you sometimes hear people talk about that in these communities, but I don't really think we're able to emphasize just how painful it can feel, and it can be a bit of a shock when it happens. I know that it has been for me, even though, I'm doing quite well. It just it definitely feels awful sometimes. And yet everything is perfect. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to that. And like people might come to the video maybe later and be like, oh, well, you're labeling it a certain way or whatever the thing might be. And the reason why I feel like this is related to this whole thing is because of the way it feels. Like, it doesn't feel like it's due to something else, basically. It, I've been through a little bit of this emotional stuff before, like I said, but this this definitely feels on a deeper level. And it's like not really matching up to how I am overall in the day. So when I'm at work, I actually spend a lot of my day in a flow state. It's beautiful. And there's not really a lot of thinking, honestly, that goes into anything anymore when it comes to like my average everyday flow. And then when I'm kind of by myself and in that space where I can be fully free, that's when the emotions tend to arise. And I find myself also seeking a lot more solitude. Like, so I've stated, or people who know me know that I'm quite introverted. So I'm more often to want to spend my time in solitude, and I need my alone time. I always have. But this is different. There's a difference between wanting to spend time alone, reading a book, watching a movie, watching your favorite YouTube channel, playing a video game. And then there's wanting to sit there staring at a wall because the silence is just so wonderful. And that second one is becoming more and more common. It's becoming more and more common all of the time. So now, like, people these days, you sit on your device and you scroll through social media, usually on your break, or you look at notifications. I might honestly do that for a couple minutes, depending on how many notifications I have, and then I just sit there and stare at a wall. And then I can feel this frustration building up if I feel like I'm not getting enough silence. And that's an interesting thing as well that I won't get into in this video, but it's just like, it's crazy to me how you've got such a flow and then you get out of that, the flow state from being in a job or whatever, and then you come home and the tears just flow. And like nothing, like my mind thinks of nothing. It's like nothing's happened throughout the day that I would be really upset to have, tears. And, I think we always want to label tears as something negative, and I think it's just an emotional and energetic release, honestly, at this point. Like, you want to label it so that you can kind of fix the problem, can stop it from happening, but I think for me, the biggest surprise about this whole thing has been the amount of flow there's been, but like this whole energetic and emotional release and how strong it can be even when things are peaceful, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to kind of mention. Like I said, I just wanted to share this because I wanted to be documented and say, like, it's not easy, but despite it not being easy, I wouldn't trade this for anything. So it's worth it, but it's those times when, I get this heaviness in my chest, and there's so many emotions that it almost feels like I'm gonna break. It's hard, but despite how hard that is, there's no way I'm trading this for anything. So that's kind of what I wanted to share for today. If you guys are enjoying these updates and you want to see more, you're interested in my poetry, all of that, you can feel free to subscribe down below. Click the notification bell so you never miss a video. I'm very, very random when it comes to videos, and when I've got something to talk about, I'll share content. If there's something on my mind that I want to talk about, I'll share content. But otherwise, there could be a long period of stretches where there's not a lot going on. But if you guys are interested in my experience as I go through this, I'd love to have you as part of the group. So, yeah. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.